Yo, what's up YouTube? It's the one back with more Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. And yes, you read the title correctly. Do not summon. Save all your pulls. Save as much as you possibly can. Because I've been keeping an eye on the other iterations of the game, the JP version. And there's way busted characters that are actually going to be coming soon on the global version. So in this video, I'll be going over the characters that you should keep an eye out for that will be coming soon. Let's get it.
I am the Lion Sin of Pride, the mighty Escanor, and welcome to the pinnacle of Gacha gaming on YouTube, the One.
So yeah, like I said, save your pulls, guys. I've been playing since day one of the release. As you can see here, I'm in hold up. I'm in chapter, where am I? I'm in chapter 8 episode 10 right now. I'm stuck there. So chapter 8 episode 10, and I have about, here it is, I have about 25,000 free cubes, and then I have 3k cubes that I just got from buying the numerous resource packs in the game, like stamina packs, character exp, memory exp packs, etc. I bought those packs to try and enhance my progress, but besides that, everything else I've been saving and stockpiling my gems. And like I said, the reason is because there's way better characters that are to come. There's Yuta, who I think is rumored to is the first unit that's going to be coming. That's one of the big units over on JP. There's Yuta, there's Gojo, there's Megumi. So there's way better characters than these units here that are currently going on. Like right now we have, what's his name? Right now we have this Yuji, but this Yuji over on JP isn't anywhere close to the other monsters that I've released over there. So real quick, I'll pull up my trusty Jujutsu Kaisen wiki, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right guys, so here we are on the Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade wiki. So we're going to take a look at the JP banner timeline just so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So right here is the pickup Gacha A, Homesick Horizon. This is the banner that we have currently going on in the game, where we can pick up Yuji, right? So that's the banner. Then we also have the next limited SSR is Junpei, right? So this is Junpei right here. He's not worth summoning on, so he's a skip. And then let me go into December, so a month from now, if global is to follow the JP timeline. So then we have this banner right here, which just has SRs on it, which isn't good. Then mid-December, that's when we're getting Jujutsu Kaisen 0 Part 2. And on this banner we're going to be getting Yuta. So I'll quickly show you guys what he does, as he's going to be an insane unit. So what was that? That's like two banners from now we're going to be getting Yuta. So I'll just show you guys how insane he is. So he's a red type unit, attacker. Real quick, yeah, he's an attacker, and his skill right here is called, oh sorry, let's read his characteristic first. I almost missed that. So his characteristic is when Black Flash is performed, increases own Black Flash rate by 3 turns. So that's really good. And his skill 1 is Focus or Curse Energy, so it deals 180% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy. And his skill 2 right here is called Curse Speech. It deals 135% Jujutsu damage to all enemies. So AoE on the skill 2 decreases all enemies crit hit resistance by 15%. This would be really nice if you pair him with Nobara. As you know, Nobara crits like crazy. And it says here, depending on own Jujutsu and enemies remaining HP, instantly kill the enemy, some enemies excluded. That is busted. And then it says here, skill 3, let's look at level 10. It says deals combined damage equal to 137% taijutsu, 189% jujutsu, 172% taijutsu, and 258% jujutsu to the selected enemy 4 hits. Insane damage. And its ultimate right here deals 1999% ranged jujutsu damage to all enemies, and increases his taijutsu damage by 20% for 4 turns, increases his jujutsu damage by 20% for 4 turns, and it says unable to fill own ultimate skill gauge for 4 turns. Okay, so you guys can see there he does insane damage, insane AoE damage. And it's really good for the what's it called, the domain investigation. You're gonna need a lot of AoE damage. The Gojo that we get at the start is good, but his downside is the turn limit. Like, you have to get him done, like you have to beat the entire thing 5 waves or 5 battles within or under 7 turns before your Gojo just disappears. Unless you have someone who does insane AoE damage. Like, this Yuta is insane. So his combo effect right here is increases his own and his combo allies damage by 10% for 2 turns, and deals 100% ranged jujutsu damage to all enemies. So that's more AoE, as you guys are seeing. And you saw he can also buff himself. His passive right here says, I won't let you die. It says at the start of each turn, if an ally's HP is 60% or below and own crushed energy is 10 or above, recovers all allies' HP by 25%. So not only does he have all that AoE damage and can he buff all his damage, he's also able to heal all your allies by 25%. And it says excluding himself and deals low damage to cursed spirits. Okay, and it says decreases own cursed energy by 10, increases own taijutsu damage by 10% and jujutsu damage by 10%, and fills own ultimate skill gauge by 200 up to 3 times during battle. So he can do this or activate this passive 3 times every battle. I'm curious to see. I'm curious. I was just gonna say I'm curious to see if this resets. If you're doing your domain investigation, does this reset every like stage or stage area? Because you know there's 5 areas. So if you do it once in stage, let's just say, or area 4, will you be able to do it, you know, multiple times again, or does it reset each wave? I'm curious. We'll have to try that out when he comes out and test it. And his next passive right here is Don't Bully Yuta. It says when targeted by an enemy's melee attack, certain chance to deal 120% melee jujutsu damage to the enemy. So basically he counters. This is basically a counter. So when he's being targeted by a melee attack, he counters for 120% damage. That's really nice. So you guys can see there, Yuta is literally 2 banners away. And he's way better than the Yuji that we have in the game right now, way better than pretty much all the DPS units in the game, as none of them have self-sustain, healing, and can do all this AoE damage like crazy. I do think like Gojo is good. The SSR Gojo we get at the start of the game, the one that everyone pretty much rerolled for, he is good. But his downside is, you know, his downside is that, like I said, the 7-turn cooldown. But without that 7-turn cooldown, that Gojo would be busted. But I do think that people would be replacing their Gojo with Yuta, as Gojo's busted early game, but I feel like the harder the content gets, the less effective he is. You know, because you're not going to be consistently beating enemies under 7 turns once you reach the super hard stages. So Yuta is definitely a must pick up. So like, save for him, guys. You can see how the insane utility that he brings to your account, healing and AoE damage. Like, he is a must pull in my opinion. So that was Yuta, and he's 2 banners away. So let's continue on. So after Yuta, one 2 banners after Yuta, we get this Megumi. We'll quickly go over him. His skills are insane. Let's go. So he's at the start of each turn, and if own cursed energy is 15 or below, fills some of ultimate skill gauge. Okay, skill 1, exorcist slash. It says here deals 180% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy, and while the domain is active, deals 300% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy, and increases the selected enemy's damage received by 99% for 3 turns. So he's gonna be able to debuff the enemy, as you can see there. So that's really nice on his skill 1. Then his skill 2 deals 195% melee taijutsu damage to all enemies, so that's AoE. And while his domain is active, he deals melee combined damage equal to 210% taijutsu and 210% jujutsu to all enemies, so more AoE, and deals 180% range jujutsu damage to all enemies. So like, he's insane. Like, AoE units are really good in this game. So yeah, that's really nice. And also he has that debuff on his skill 1, which is really nasty. So his skill 3 is sudden slash. Let's look at that. Real quick. So it deals melee combined damage equal to 255% taijutsu, 180% jujutsu to the selected enemy, and increases the selected enemy's taijutsu damage received by 20% for 3 turns, so more debuffs. And while the domain is active, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm just checking this. So most of his damage is he's gonna be able to do combined damage. As you guys can see here, taijutsu, jujutsu, jujutsu on his skill 3 again, and he also deals ranged jujutsu damage as well on top of that. This is really nasty. And you can see here he also debuffs the enemy for 60% for 2 turns, and gets a stun on top of that with a 100% chance on his skill 3. And his skill, his ultimate is called Domain Expansion Chimera Shadow Garden. It deals, let me go to max. Let's look at it on max level. So it deals 1614% range jujutsu damage to the selected enemy, stuns the enemy, and expands his domain. And in his domain, he decreases enemies damage by 35%, buffs debuffs all the enemies, and increases the damage received by 45%, and he grants attack immunity, and he decreases his skill curse energy cost, and his combo ultimate increases his and his allies hit rate by 10% for 4 turns, and deals 100% range jujutsu damage. Like, and let's see, hold on, maybe I don't think yeah, it's not showing any passives on here. Does he not have any passives? I guess not. So like, just from those skills you guys can see the insane debuffs. Like, this Megumi is really good for debuffing the enemy and increasing the damage that they take, while also doing insane damage himself, you know. So like, he's also an insane unit that you guys must save for as well. So like, hopefully you guys are getting the point that there's just insane units that are coming out. If you're free to play and trying to save, you know, it's more worth your while to save for these units that will impact your account in the long term, rather than pulling on units like Yuji that will get power crept, you know, within a month from now. So yeah, if this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, join me in the Discord, Lions Pride. We have a community of players in there. We're sharing, you know, accounts, sharing tips, sharing knowledge. So join there if you're interested. And yeah, let me know which one of these units, you know, are you going to be summoning on? Are you really summoning for Yuta or Megumi? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, until next time, take care and peace.
This is Escanor, the Lion Sin of Pride from 7 Deadly Sins. Thank you for watching the pinnacle of Gacha gaming on YouTube, The One.